Prime Minister Modi speaks to Chief Ministers of Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim, takes stock of COVID situation. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi writes to Prime Minister Modi asking to consider lockdown. M.K. Stalin and N. Rangaswamy sworn in as Chief Ministers of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry respectively. In Assam, Phase 3 vaccination drive for 18+ starts officially at government level. And in Mizoram, district administration declares micro-containment COVID zones in Aizawl. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Notice News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. This is Monjoy. Now the stories in details. In view of the pandemic, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Chief Ministers of Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim and took stock of the COVID-related situation in the states. Sources in the central government said that the Prime Minister took stock of the situation related to healthcare facilities and vaccination in the states. Earlier, the Prime Minister had spoken to Chief Ministers of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Jharkhand, along with Chief Ministers of Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir regarding the same. Senior Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi has suggested the centre to consider the option of lockdown in order to mitigate human suffering. In a letter written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi today, Gandhi said that the centre should take various stakeholders into confidence to put up a united fight against the ferocious pandemic. Sharing concerns about the economic impact of a lockdown, Gandhi, however, said that unimpeded march of the pandemic will result in many more tragic consequences than only economic distress. In Tamil Nadu, DMK party president M.K. Stalin was sworn in as the chief minister today. Governor Banwarilal Purohit administered the oath of office and secrecy to Stalin and his 33 other cabinet colleagues at a function held at the Raj Bhavan lawns in Chennai this morning. Stalin later took charge in his office at the secretariat at Fort St. George in Chennai and signed in 5 different files. As per reports, the clearance of the files paves the way for fulfilling 5 of the key promises made in the DMK party election manifesto. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi congratulated Stalin on the occasion of being sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Puducherry NR Congress President N. Rangaswamy was sworn as the 20th Chief Minister of the Union Territory of Puducherry at a simple function held in Rajnivas today afternoon. Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Sundararajan administered him the oath of office and secrecy. However, his cabinet ministers were not sworn in today. This is the 4th time Rangaswamy is becoming the Chief Minister of the Union Territory. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi congratulated Rangaswamy on the occasion of being sworn in as Chief Minister of the Union Territory of Puducherry. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today visited the COVID care centres at Horu-Hojai Stadium and Royal Global University in the capital city. He took stock of the situation and said that it was overwhelming to see the doctors and medical staff at the centres to work with such dedicated spirit and determination. In Assam, the vaccination drive for the 18+ population of the state started officially at the government level from today. Each of the 34 districts in the state have been divided into zones for smooth conduct of the drive. Greater Guwahati has been divided into 4 zones: Capital Zone, 8 Zone, West Zone and Dhiranpara Zone. The 4 zones together have 25 vaccination centres exclusively for 18+ people. Meanwhile, differently abled youths and journalists below 45 years got their first jabs on the first day of the Phase 3 vaccination drive. Vaccine shortage compelled the state government to delay the vaccination of the 18 to 44 age group, accounting for more than 1 crore people in the state. As per data, Assam has an estimated 1.08 crores of people between 18 to 44 age who are eligible for the shots. Currently, the health department has 1.50 lakh vaccination doses for this phase, while another consignment is likely to arrive in the state shortly.
वैक्सीनेशन स्टार्ट करके हम लोग को भी फ़ायदा हुआ है, हम लोग भी थोड़ा कोरोना से थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं बॉडी को। अच्छा लगा है जो असम गवर्नमेंट ने किया है। मैं बेसिकली वेस्ट बंगाल से, बट असम सरकार में यहाँ पर रहती हूँ 6 साल से, सो यहाँ पर ने जो स्टार्ट किया है वैक्सीनेशन, सो अच्छा लगा लेकर भी। थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्शन तो करना चाहिए ना।
Meghalaya Health Minister Al Haque said saving lives is the top priority of the government and the state is ready to even beg and borrow if the financial burden proves too much. Talking about the measures being taken to fight the disease effectively, Haque says that preparations are ongoing and that much improvement is planned in rural areas. He also informed that the bed strength has been increased as identified corona care centers and hospitals, and the state had received 10 new ambulances under the Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme, which will be added to the existing fleet of 43 fully equipped ambulances.
Duty born of the government. How to save the life of the people? If we have to borrow, if we have to ask from any other sources, also we have to provide vaccines or anything which is related to save the life of people.
In Mizoram, in a bid to intensify the further surge of COVID-19 cases in the state, Aizawl District Administration has declared micro-containment zone in 5 localities in Aizawl city. The recent spot of COVID-19 in Tuivamit, Kanan, Chingaweng, Bethlehem Weng and Bethlehem Weng Klang has been alarming. In view of this, the Aizawl Deputy Commissioner issued an order regarding the containment of these areas effective from today. Meanwhile, the government has imposed complete shutdown of all non-essential activities, and no residents of Aizawl municipal area and other district headquarters town are allowed to step out of their homes during the lockdown. It has mandated the returnees or visitors to the state to undergo either home quarantine or at a government community facility or hotel if tested negative. Border Roads Organization (BRO) is celebrating its 61st Raising Day today. A leading road construction agency under the Ministry of Defense with a primary role of providing road connectivity in the border areas. It is responsible for over 60,000 kilometers road. While in Assam, a motorcycle expedition commemorating the occasion ended in Tejpur. The rally was flagged off on the 1st of May in Arunachal Pradesh. The 7-member team created awareness on road safety, COVID pandemic, and security and integrity of the country. Led by Colonel Anil Kathiar, Chief Engineer of Project Vartak, the team traversed 900 kilometers of challenging terrain in Arunachal Pradesh before reaching Tejpur.
का जो स्टार्ट होने वाला है उसके उपलक्ष्य में DGBR हेडक्वार्टर न्यू दिल्ली के इंस्ट्रक्शन में हुआ। इसको पूरा कोऑर्डिनेट ADG-BR ईस्ट ने किया। इधर जहाँ पे भी बॉर्डर रोड्स के प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं ईस्ट सेक्टर में।
In the COVID update from the country, India has administered over 16 crore 49 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses in the country so far. As per reports, more than 23 lakh 70,000 beneficiaries have been inoculated in the last 24 hours. Currently, the total number of active cases comprises of over 36 lakh 45,000. According to the Health and Family Welfare Ministry, over 3 lakh 31,000 patients have recovered within the last 24 hours. With that, over 1 crore 76 lakh people have recovered in the country. Meanwhile, 3,915 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative death toll in the country to 2 lakh 34,083. In the COVID scenario from the northeast, Arunachal Pradesh reports 1,858 active cases, while discharged cases logged 17,717. The tally for the death is at 59. Assam is saddled with 31,829 active cases, with the cured cases logged at 2,42,980. The death accounted for 1,531. Reporting 2,991 active cases, Manipur recorded 30,295 cured cases, while the death tallied at 447. Meghalaya reported 2,351 active cases, with a case load of 16,086 cured cases. The death accounted for 193. With a case load of 1,779 active cases, Mizoram logged 5,351 discharged cases, while the death toll has gone up to 17. Nagaland reported 2,245 active cases with 12,905 released cases. The death tallied at 121. Sikkim has a case load of 2,256 active cases, 6,769 cured cases. The tally for the death is 158. Lastly, in Tripura, active cases have touched 2,292, while discharged cases logged at 34,153. The death accounted for 404. Meghalaya Home Minister Lakmen Rimboe, accompanied by Minister of Transport Department Naw Bhalang Dhar, held a review meeting at DC office at West Jaintia Hill District to take note of the present situation in the district with regard to COVID-19 preparedness. Briefing the media, Home Minister Lakmen Rimboe reminded citizens the importance of getting vaccinated and encouraged more participation, as the district has managed to vaccinate less than 40% of its target in the above 45 category. He also added that the government of Meghalaya had decided to construct an oxygen plant at Lalong, which is likely to be completed in 20 days.
Đang import ka sakam arthouse ni yudet tu ko jing amkam to da amkami ya ka.
In Mizoram, Aizawl-based organization Goodwill Foundation distributed food to the needy people, mostly daily wagers and street vendors in different parts of Aizawl city today. Goodwill Foundation, in association with Fisker Jordan, initiated the distribution in response to COVID-19 pandemic-affected wage earners in Mizoram. Distribution of food items included rice, dal, sugar, salt, refined oil, etc. Today's distribution was carried out in various localities in Aizawl. To end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister Modi speaks to Chief Ministers of Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim, takes stock of COVID situation. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi writes to Prime Minister Modi asking to consider lockdown. M.K. Stalin and N. Rangaswamy sworn in as Chief Ministers of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry respectively. In Assam, Phase 3 vaccination drive for 18 plus starts officially at government level. And in Mizoram, district administration declares micro-containment COVID zones in Aizawl. Before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain physical distancing, regularly sanitize hands and frequently wash hands with soap. Remember to wear a mask properly and join the Mask Up India campaign by Doordarshan to defeat the pandemic. Mask Up India. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.